Yeah, motherfuckers. What's going on, everybody? So, I've been getting in trouble, imagine that, with my music. And what's odd about that is my music is developed by a producer. And he's like, here, man, got a theme song for Alpha Bro. Awesome, man. Thank you. Try it. I get hit on YouTube with copyright. And I was like, hey, man. He goes, yeah, some of the things I do, blah, blah, blah. They put an algorithm, it pops up. Gave me another one. Same thing. So I got online trying to find like free, non-copyrighted music, right? Something good, something that fits the tone of the Alpha Bro show, something with fucking juice to it. It sounds like a fucking rave now, right? Whatever. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So, yeah. So it got me like, dude, I feel like I'm fucking need to be on like ecstasy or some shit, which not a bad thing, I guess. All right. So, for those of you that do follow me on social media, you know that my truck got broken into this past weekend. Pretty pissed off about it because they stole my plate carrier. And I've had people go, what the fuck is a plate carrier? A plate carrier is it's like has armor plates in it, in case the motherfucker's shooting at me. You never know. And I also train in it because it weighs about, 22, 23 pounds. So it's good to get a good training in. You can run, you can do whatever in it. And gives you a little more resistance, makes everything you do a little bit harder. So pretty pissed off about it. And I really like that thing, man. So I got to get a new one. Actually, I bought one today. So, yeah, it was messed up. And which, I don't live in a fucking gated community, but I live in a pretty good neighborhood. And, it is what it is. So my house is getting an overhaul of cameras, backyard, front yard, motion lights. What did I get? I got a big old gaping butthole from buying all the stuff that they stole again. So that's what I got. I got a big hole in my fucking wallet. That's what I got. So, just trying to replace the things that they took, which we've narrowed it down. It was a CrossFitter because my weighted vest was taken, Exhibit A. My Apple earbuds, which you want to hear the fucked up thing about that? The fucked up thing is I had 2 knockoff pairs that I keep as spares. One doesn't really get a good charge, so I bought another knockoff pair. They're like $20. And they left those motherfuckers and stole the Apple ones. There's no shit. Like, and the Apple ones doesn't have Apple on the case or anything. And it was actually in like another plastic case that I bought for it to protect it. So I'm like, you motherfuckers, y'all knew exactly what you were looking for. So it was a CrossFitter. They got my earbuds, they got my weighted vest, and they got the $20 cash. I always keep in my console just in case. You should always have a little cash on you in case you need it. And they, they're getting fucking branched chain amino acids and pre-workout before they train, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, pretty fucked up. Really quick before I forget, Brothers Bond bourbon. Okay. It is made in California. And I know what all my traditionalists are going to say. Well, it ain't bourbon if it's made in Kentucky. That's true. But it is made from a distiller called MPG. MPG? Let me double check that real quick. Brothers Bond Bourbon. Oh, I'm sorry. Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's Arkansas. Okay. MPG is the distiller, though. MPG actually distills a lot of bourbons. So, they do a good job, though. And so, really quick, because this isn't a show about Brothers Bond Bourbon, but I did want to, I'm going to feature a new bourbon every show, a different bourbon. It's really good. It's a little hot because it is made with a lot of mash and rye. Okay, so anytime you have like a rye whiskey, like if you're new to whiskey, do not ever buy a rye. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna absolutely hate it. But what you can do is put a little citrus in. I got a little orange in this, and a little bit of water, and it calmed it down a little bit, and it's really got some nice notes like some honey, some vanilla in it as well. Once you can kind of get past the heat. It's 80 proof, which I wish it was a little higher proof. I think it'd be a little more flavorful. But it's really good. It's really, really good. Now, Brothers Bond Bourbon, just to caveat it, it is by Ian Summerhandler. I think I'm saying that name right. And the other guy that was on Vampire Diaries, his brother. Damon Salvatore was probably one of my favorite characters on TV. Like, if I have to pick a top 5 characters on TV shows that I've watched throughout the years, I would have to say he is Damon Salvatore was one of my favorites. He was so good. I loved it. So I bought it because of that. And they actually, him and the other guy, which played his brother on the TV show, they actually formed a bond over drinking bourbon on the set. So they're both big bourbon guys. So, and from this product, I can tell, like, you never know how much input they had. Now I do follow their Instagram, and they do put a lot of stuff out there, like, tastings and barrel selection and stuff like that. So it's really, really, really got it. Really cool. Santa Mag, thank you. Yes, I will. Appreciate that. Have a good D&D campaign. I guess. I think that's how you say it. D&D campaign. So have fun. Brothers Bond. Pretty good. I dig it. I think it'd be fantastic in old fashioned. Old fashioned is one of my favorite cocktails ever. So I'm really curious, especially with the citrus notes that this has. Once you get past the heat, I think a little bit of bitters and syrup and some cherries and a little more orange, because that's got a little orange in it. Very, very good. So good job. I don't know what I would rate it. I need to drink more of it. So maybe I'll tell you at the end of the show. I don't know. So anyway, back to my fucking Jeep getting broken into. We wrote a joke that we cannot afford to get a home security system, so I just stole an 82 sign from someone's yard. That is classic. I had, because our house is monitored from the inside, but I don't have cameras and stuff on the outside. Again, nice neighborhood. But that's it, guys. This shit's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. So you're not safe anywhere. So it's, for a couple $100, you can get a couple cameras. There's a lot of them. I've been researching the shit out of them. There's a lot of them you don't need the subscription for it. Some of them already have like an SD card. Some of them already had cloud service. Now, if you can afford that, get that, because that's great. You're gonna be more protected because you're gonna have more recordings to be able to store in case something happens. But so I think for a very minimal amount, you can have a little more security. So let's see here. Let Leia get them. Did you know Leia did not bark one time? One time, like where my truck sits, my Jeep sits, it's maybe 30 feet from my window of my bedroom window. Not one word out of her ass. Good watchdog, right? That's funny. Can you not find them and find my app? Mine used to show up. I don't know what that means. Someone's angling for a sponsorship of a distillery. I'll do it. Hey, distillery whore right here. I'll drink your shit. I will tell you guys it is the greatest goddamn bourbon ever created. And I'll throw up after every show if it's that bad, because I just want a sponsorship. No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. That would be funny. Oliver Queen. No, not Oliver Queen. God damn it. Does he drink bourbon? I bet he drinks bourbon. I like Oliver Queen. Stephen Amell, something like that. I do like it. like I said, it's just a tad bit hot, man. If you get past the heat, it's got really good flavor. Like on the back of my throat right now, it's got that vanilla, it's got that citrus. It's pretty good. Find my iPhone app. Sorry, should know all your Apple devices. Yeah, no, they don't have earbuds. Don't have GPS on them, and if they did, trust me, like they got Bluetooth, but they don't have GPS. That would be pretty nice, wouldn't it, for them to have fucking GPS on them? But yeah, so just a few $100, guys, and I think you can get a decent setup. Ring makes a total wireless. So what you'll find is, just really quick, what you'll find is they'll say wireless, but they need to be wired to work because of the battery. Okay, they need to be hardwired, but not hardwired. That's the wrong word. They need a AC adapter, okay, to power. But they make them to where Ring makes one that has an external battery that needs to be charged. They said from anywhere from 21 days to 30 days. So you charge it once a month. It takes 11 minutes to full charge. Put that motherfucker back in. You're rocking and rolling. So those are the ones that I went with. One for the front, one for the back, with motion sensors on lights that I already kind of have back there. I just need to upgrade them a little bit. But yeah. So anything to deter a criminal. You know what I mean? And like I said, they left a tool bag. They left my checkbook. They left a SOG hatchet, which is about a $300 hatchet. I'm watching my cat trying to get out. This motherfucker, my cat's 19 pounds, and he just opened the fucking door. This is no shit. He literally just opened the door. The door was closed and he opened it. My cat's a fucking beast. He's a goddamn timber wolf is what he is. And now he's just sitting here. Like, you wanted out so fucking bad. Now you're just sitting here. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel. But yeah, so protect yourself, guys. Invest in a little bit of home security. I would like to have a fucking Gatling gun on a motion sensor that pops out of the fucking ground if you open one of our vehicles in the middle of the night, and just fucking mow you fucking down. Like, just erase your fucking ass. Because everybody fucking hates a thief, right? All right. So, yeah, Jeep got broken into. It really sucks. But, it is life. And I'm getting new shit. So, whatever. Keep listing so they know what to look for when they return. Right. Yeah, exactly. So with my plate carrier being as, not exclusive, but as custom and unique as it is, it's not something you see every day. And it was custom made. It's a unique item. So the officer, they wanted pictures. I sent them a ton of pictures of it. So if anybody gets pulled over or they find a haul of stolen items and this is in them, they'll know, who it belongs to, A, B, and they can definitely tell that it was stolen. So that's good. And I've already talked to a couple of buddies of mine, narcotics, and they've got some people like they're looking around for it. So like it's not like it's that got stolen. All right, we're gonna put it in your file. And it just fucking goes away. So there are people actually actively looking for it. So you never know, man. You never know. You got to think positive, right? And on that note, so what I wanted to talk about today is some of the things that I've said over past shows that may have been misinterpreted, misconstrued. And I just want to clarify a few things. All right. So I do this show mainly as a hobby, obviously, and I want to entertain people. I like making people laugh. I like if you happen to learn something along the way, that's great. If something that I say or Josh says happens to motivate you to do something positive in your life, fucking icing on the fucking cake, right? But mainly, we want to entertain you, and especially me. And so I will say things that not saying that I don't believe them, but sometimes there she go. Oh, they're back. Oh my God, they're back in my driveway. Yeah. Good luck, motherfuckers. It's locked now. So maybe, like I said, I can make you laugh, I can make you smile, but in that, I'm going to offend some people, and that's fine. That it really is fine. Not everybody needs to agree, but this is what I'm seeing in the world, and I see this in the grocery store. I see it online all day long. You all see it online all day long. I see it in the gym. I see conversations taking place with people that have different ideologies, and you can tell just by watching the conversation that both people have shut down, and all they're worried about is if they're right. I take that back. All they're worried about is proving that they're right, whether they are or aren't. Okay? So, and I feel like that is a lot of problem that we're having today, especially in government, right? But just as a society, that we're not having the conversations that we need. And I just recently had a guest on, Dennis Robinson, who has just created his own graphic novel, which that's the last week's show. He was my guest. So if you guys want to check that out, please do. That show's up. It was a really good show. Dennis is a fantastic guest. Dennis is very, very, he says he's an independent, but he's very liberal minded. Okay. So we definitely have polar opposite views on things. Some things we agree on. But Dennis is fantastic because he's very easy to talk to, and he's smart. He's intelligent. So you can have a conversation with him, and sometimes it doesn't change my opinion, but you get a different viewpoint. And sometimes that's all it takes, okay? Because everything's kind of a negotiation, right? I don't even give a shit if it's you and your wife trying to fucking figure out what to eat for dinner. You start one place, okay? Like, holy shit, man, White Castle sounds delicious. But your wife is trying to eat healthy, so you're not going to get fucking White Castle, dude. So now now Qdoba, like, she can eat clean at Qdoba, but I could junk it up if I want to. You know what I mean? So it's not what I want. It's not what she wants, but we come to an agreement in the middle, okay? And honestly, I think that's where most Americans lie, is somewhere in the middle, okay? So we're going to get to all that. But so some of the topics that on the show that I want to clarify are as follows. Let's see. Bears. Okay, so I caught a bunch of shit for the black bear, grizzly bear controversy. Now, all I was saying was, I don't have anything against grizzly bears. Grizzly bears are fantastic. They're badass animals. I fucking dig them. Okay? Like, maybe not the alpha animal, maybe not like the apex predator on the fucking planet, but they're a couple ladders down from a polar bear, okay, which is apex. Okay, so black bears, I like black bears, okay? Grizzly bears, be very, very fucking scared of grizzly bears. And all I was trying to say is a grizzly bear will eat your ass. It will eat your motherfucker. If a grizzly bear gets hungry enough, you fuck with a grizzly bear, it will eat you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And everybody's like, oh man, you were getting mad about the bear. I'm like, I was not getting mad about the bear. The bear controversy. There was no bear controversy. They're motherfucking bears. They eat meat. They are fucking carnivores. Okay? Herbivores too, all right? Omnivores. They're omnivores. See, you learn shit on this show. But they'll still fucking eat you. Okay? Don't fuck with a bear. I treat all bears like grizzly bears. And just like snakes. I don't give a fuck if it's a green snake, black snake, rat snake, friendly snake, Al the snake, George the snake. I don't give a shit. You're a goddamn, the most lethal fucking serpent in the history of fucking snakes to me. All of you. Now, we'll get to snakes here in a minute because I'm not done with fucking snake shit. Okay. Overweight people. It was actually, Josh said, like, man, dude, you really fucking hate fat people. And I was like, no. And I may have said I did. I do not. Okay? I actually give a shit. I really don't care. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, Indian. I don't give a shit about any of that. Are you an asshole? I kind of care. Are you a bad person? Like, will you steal from somebody, like a plate carrier or some Apple earbuds and $20 cash? Then I don't like you. If you generally have a disdain toward people, I don't like you. Okay, so these are really the only areas where I really don't like somebody. Now, what I will say is, and what I have been saying, especially for the last 2 years, is your health is vital. And someone that's overweight has neglected their health. And I would much rather see them start a diet plan, start an exercise plan to mitigate that. Some people have really bad genetics. Let's just be honest. Really bad genetics. And man, god damn, that fucking sucks. People want to talk about social justice. I don't want social justice. I want genetic justice. I want everybody to be on the same genetic playing field. You can still be black or white, but like, hey man, if I work really hard, I can run a 4 flat 40. I can jump 50 inches off the fucking ground. You know what I mean? Like that, I want more social, I want a starting point genetically more than I do social justice. But, you know, people would say, oh, you're white. No wonder you'd say that. Now, what I'm saying is that I really feel sorry for those people because it's very, very, very hard to overcome bad genetics. So you have to be ultra focused. You have to be ultra diligent and motivated in that journey. So trust me, I do not have any disdain toward people that are overweight. And I would do whatever someone needed me to do to help them in that. I've helped people on Facebook many a time. People that have no idea who the fuck I am have instant messaged me about a diet plan, about this, about that. And I always start very mediocre because I want to see how they follow through. You follow through, I follow through. What happens? They don't follow through. You know what I mean? And again, I know it's tough, but if you need me to help you, I will help you. So, let's see here. I'm going to get behind on the chat here. For those of you listen on a podcast, an audio format, this is a live stream, and I do have a chat, and guys, people are making comments, asking questions. I want to make sure that no one goes unheard here. Poor man does live in Pennsylvania, though. Man, he does. He sure does. The fucking birthplace of liberty, and it's a fucking shit show up there. The bear bit was funny. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, too, actually. Are we friends still? I do need dearly to work on my weight and health. Yeah, well, everybody does. Everybody does, some more than others. And it, again, I said it before, it's not a vaccine that'll save your life. It's not a mask that'll save your life. Your health will save your life. And we just had a guy in the gym have a cancerous mass removed from his abdomen a few weeks ago. And he's already back in the gym. And he's lost some weight and he's lost some strength. And he's real down about it. And I'm like, dude, think of where you would fucking be at if you weren't in the shape you were in when this happened. Because it was a big mass. Like, it was like the size of a fucking cantaloupe, I think they said. So he was in the hospital for several days. But because of the level of physical fitness that he had, he bounced back a hell of a lot faster. Quality of life as you get older, the benefits of health and fitness, they're exponential, guys. I mean, a 2-hour show wouldn't even cover the benefits. Okay, psychological, sociological, fucking philosophical. I mean, like, everything's going to improve. Your outlook is going to improve on life. Okay, so does chasing 2 little kids around all day count as a workout? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'll get guys that tell me this shit all the time too. Man, dude, I work 12 hours a day, man. Dude, I'm up and down. I walk all around. That's great. That's great that your job is labor intensive. That is better than sitting at a chair in front of a fucking computer screen for 8 hours a day. That is the worst thing you could probably do to your body. But you still need exercise. You still need heart rate to increase. Okay. You still need a stress induction put on your musculature to reap health benefits. Okay. So, and your diet. Your diet's key. You are what you eat. Like, that is cliche as fuck, I know, but it's so fucking true. So, overweight people. All right, liberals. Okay, and Democrats, liberals, I am a registered Democrat for all you fuckers that, think I'm not vaccinated, and I am vaccinated. Haha, joke's on you fuckers, you don't know everything. I am a registered Democrat. I have been. I haven't voted Democratic in years. See that? That's the watchdog's tail right here. She got in the door because my fucking cat opened the door, and now she's gonna be a fucking retard here in a minute. Anyway, so I haven't voted that way in years, and I have a list of priorities. If you don't, you should. You should list what political things are important to you, so you know where you stand on things. Okay. I don't know about, they're talking about adding a third party. We'll get into that. That could be a whole nother show. But what I'll say is, so I have said some negative things about liberals. It's a bad time to be a liberal. Sorry. Your guy's in the office and things ain't going good. So, but again, back to my original topic, being able to have the conversation. Why can't we have conversations about these issues, and try to come to some agreement? Everybody is so it's tribal politics. It's a tribe mentality. It's, oh, this is my tribe. Oh, I'm a Donald Trump guy. How dare you say anything about the Donald? You know what I mean? Like, well, he was a fucking idiot. Yeah, I said it. Now, did I agree with some of his policies? Absolutely, I fucking did. And I think we're seeing that. Some of the things that has been overturned that he did in his administration have really not worked out well. Okay, so there's proof in the pudding of that. All right, but it also, he did a lot of other fucking stupid shit too. They're talking about him running to 24. I really hope he doesn't. And I know a lot of people probably just turned me off, and that's fine. You're all entitled to your opinion. We need someone like President Biden swore he was going to do, which he's done. He's Trump Jr., guys. He's Trump Jr. He doesn't say the dumb shit. Well, take that back. He does say the dumb shit. He doesn't say the mean shit that Trump says. But he hasn't brought the country together. He's driving the nail in the divide, just like everything else. Okay, so I have to answer this. Biden is not a liberal. Dude was literally called Senator, NBA, NA for decades. For decades, yeah, but that ain't what got him elected, is it? He couldn't run as a moderate and get elected because Trump would have won. So what did he do? He embraced the radical left, and that's what he did, and that's how he got elected. So you can say that, and again, especially with the infrastructure deal falling through, Biden was always the guy to get things done in Congress. At 47 years, he had a lot of pull. He was the backroom guy. He was the guy that could go and get people and get a bipartisan agreement. He's nowhere around. They don't even know where he's at. He's not even talking about it. Reporters are wanting to ask him questions. Senators are saying, we haven't even heard from Joe Biden. Like, this is his baby, and he's not doing what I feel like his strongest strength is. So, yeah, again, I don't want somebody in office, even in 24, that's going to create a divide. I want somebody that can at least be smart enough to come across the aisle and find out what that other side wants. And that's another thing. Even the Democrats that are against this infrastructure deal, they're not even saying what they're against. They're just against it. It's like, I don't understand you motherfuckers. You've had a supermajority. You had a supermajority for 10 years and you did nothing. They've had a majority in the House. They've had a majority now. And they're going to lose it in the midterms, which they should. You've done nothing to keep it. Now, I'm not for a total conservative Congress either. I'm not for a supermajority of Republicans. That's not good for anybody. This system works because of checks and balances. So I'm not for that either. But, and Jason, to your point again, the moderates are the ones that are against this infrastructure bill. Those were Biden's people. Those were Biden's people. And he can't even hold them now. So, so to my point about shitting on liberals. I know there are Democrats that believe in the Constitution. I know there are Democrats that believe in, Second Amendment. I know there are Democrats that love this country. So I shouldn't lump all liberals in. I know it's a really bad time to be a liberal, or a Democrat. So you kind of get lumped in, and we shouldn't. And I get mad when the right does it. I despise both radical wings, the right and the fucking left. No, it's the infrastructure bill. So I'll send you a link, Jason, because I watched about 4 hours of it today on the infrastructure bill with Crystal Ball and Carl Sager on Breaking Points. And they talk about it. And Crystal, who is a Democrat, I basically vomited everything that she said earlier today about this infrastructure bill and Joe Biden. So she's a Democrat, and she's even saying, where's he at? This guy's fucking it up. And the moderates are the one that are against it. So, the infrastructure bill has already passed the Senate. It is being held up by the Democratic House. Okay, there you go. Well, so the Democratic House is holding the bill up. Why? That's their baby. That's their commander in chief. Why are they holding it up? Answer me that in the thing. I'd love to hear your explanation on that, because it's not going to pass. They don't have the votes to pass it. Pelosi said she might not even bring it because they don't have the votes for it. So anyway, again, I say a lot of this shit on the show to make people laugh. So I want you to know that I am always down for the conversation. I'm always down for a difference of opinion, because Jesus, if everybody thought the same way, it'd be a fucking shitty place to be, right? So enough of that. We'll get into more of that as the show continues, because I've got some guests coming on that have strong opinions about it, and really, really curious to get their thoughts on things. So the next thing I want to talk about that I think I definitely know was taken wrong is things I've said about the Louisville Fire Department. Now, so I'm gonna start by saying this: the Louisville Fire Department is the greatest job of all time. A rock star, a porn star, movie star, they may have great jobs, but they still bitch about them. There are still things in their profession that they don't like. There are still things in their profession that they would like to see better and improved upon. Okay. So with saying that, the Louisville Fire Department is the greatest job I've ever fucking had. Okay. The job has changed as far as benefits wise and things of that nature. But as far as the job itself, as far as the men you work with, as far as the guys you jump on that truck with and come off that truck with when the shit goes down, nothing better. Nothing fucking better. Okay? And that's one of the reasons I get so passionate about the fire department when I see things that are wrong and asking the question, why aren't they being addressed? Why aren't they being fixed? Because what we do is kind of dangerous. And I feel like it's arrogance. I feel like it's just ineptitude. Like there are people in positions of power that really shouldn't be. That, I mean, not saying anything against a high school education, but because the fire department doesn't cultivate talent, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. It has suffered. And it's suffering. And now that I've been out a year, I retired a year on August 1st. It looks to be as things, I thought the fruits of this would take a few years to like bear fruit. The seeds of this, to bear fruit. It's already starting to happen. I'm hearing this stuff from guys, active guys. They're working more now than they ever have, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing because of the vacancies, but that's another story. But they're working a lot is what I'm saying is. So they're seeing this more and more and more and more. The things that I've been saying on this show about accountability, about transparency, I think it's funny that some of the things that I was talking about on this show about our leadership in the fire department was pretty reminiscent of what the Marine did when the 12 Marines were killed in Afghanistan. So when he was saying, "Hey, this was fucked up. Why was it fucked up?" Like, he's asking the same questions that I was asking of our leadership. Now, granted, he was still an active member. I'm not. And I think that was one of the reasons I think Josh caught some shit, because he was very, I don't want to say defending them. When I say them, management, but he really wasn't speaking what he wanted to say. And I know Josh, and the people that know him know how he feels about certain things. So I wasn't trying to put him in a trick bag. I know people have said that too. Like, man, you're really trying to get Josh in trouble. I'm like, no, I really fucking wasn't. Like, I feel like these are issues that need to be talked about, and you're in it. You can do that. I tried. I honestly did. I tried. We had critiques. I tried to say different things and to try to bring up issues, even behind closed doors, because I had some relationships with some district chiefs and some colonels, and like, hey man, this is fucked up. What are we doing about it? Like trying to have some, not backdoor talks, but yeah, like closed door conversations with friends, between friends. But and then I was a firefighter. I was an executive member on the e-board for 14 years. And that was one of the reasons that I got on the e-board, was to try to have a voice in the room when decisions are made about my profession from a union standpoint. Okay. So the question is, but does the department have a policy like the armed forces, the Marine? That Marine was way out of line. Yes and no. Now, when you say he was out of line, what do you mean? What rule did he break? If you're saying he's insubordinate, that's a very, I don't want to say gray area, but that's a slippery slope. Insubordination usually comes from disobeying a direct order. Now, if he was directly ordered not to say that, then yeah, he was insubordinate. Coming out and giving your opinion on accountability, I really don't see how. No politicking in public. Okay, yeah, we have a similar rule as far as social media goes. Yeah, there could definitely be something come of that, I believe. But like, again, all he's asking for is transparency in the wake of a tragedy. All I'm asking for is transparency before the tragedy, because I see that coming. And since our last fatality, our last on-the-job fatality, it's been a long time. So I feel like Louisville, as aggressive of a fire department as we are, we're working on borrowed time, especially if some of the issues don't get rectified that I seen in my last 10 years, my last 5 years, my last fucking 2 weeks. Okay. The close calls, things of that nature. So that's the reason that I'm ultra critical of, not the guys, mind you, not the guys, but leadership in definitely the leadership, but like just again, cultivating talent. So we have this thing now to where we can't find people to fucking take the job. People don't want to take the job anymore. There was almost 3,000 applicants when I got on. This year, I think there was a little over 400. Why is that? Well, the job's changed. You make a shit ton more money, but the benefits aren't as good. That's not, most of it's not any control of the fire department. It's in control of politicians. Okay. You got politicians that don't think firemen should get pensions anymore. They think fire department, police department, EMS for that matter. They think that everybody should be on a 401k. Well, that's fantastic if you want a truck of 60-year-old fucking firefighters coming to get your ass off the second floor of a fucking burning house. That's fantastic. Yeah, if that's what you want, then definitely get away from defined benefit pensions and start 401ks. Call it a hybrid, call it matching, call whatever the fuck you want to call it. A 401k is not meant to be taken out, lived on, even fucking supplement your life after 20 years, 25 years. I don't give a shit how much you put into it. So that has changed our job tremendously. Now, the union, which I feel like did, worked tirelessly in Frankfurt to keep these things from happening. Some of it's just out of your fucking control, man, because, again, politicians, left or right, they all have agendas. And you hope the guy you vote for that's replacing an incumbent, that he's new and he's fresh and he's altruistic and he wants to do the right thing. But the longer he's there, the more he's going to get chewed up, and they all lie. Every fucking one of them lie, okay? You hope that somehow your interest aligns with their interests. Like if they want to be reelected and they're coming to the union for their support and say, hey, man, a reelection year, can you guys say you endorse me? Well, we would, but you've done nothing for us, motherfucker, Or maybe they were really friendly. And why wouldn't we support that? It is a symbiotic relationship. I understand that. But it hasn't been that way in several years. We've put people in office that have fucked us. So we tried our best to get them out too. So I don't know about Louisville, but boy, have you guys had a couple of real doozies as governor. Yeah, we got one now. And Bevin, Bevin was Republican. He was a fucking moron. I voted against Bevin because he's one of these politicians I'm talking about. He thought he was Trump. He thought he could say crazy shit. He said when the teachers, they didn't go on strike, but they went out of school for a few days to go protest on Capitol Hill at Frankfurt at the Capitol building. And he basically said kids were getting molested. He actually said this. You can Google it. Kids are actually getting molested today because you teachers decided to come here and protest. What the fuck? You're an idiot. You're a moron. I'll never forget he was doing a Facebook Live. And this is when the pension reform bill was hot and heavy. And we were actually doing dishes after dinner. And we were watching his Facebook Live up on the cabinet of the sink in the kitchen. And he basically dared 3,000 teachers that were eligible in the state of Kentucky to retire. Underfunded pension, technically it is, but technically it's not. It's all smoke and mirrors when it comes to that. But anyway, he basically said, you don't help me, you don't hurt me. So quit, retire, I don't care. And I'm like, okay, you're already bitching about a pension being underfunded. So you just dared, threatened, challenged 3,000 of them to start drawing monthly checks. You're a fucking idiot. You're a moron. I voted against him. Now, would the pandemic been handled different in Kentucky with Bevin? Absolutely it would have. Bashir's a moron too. His father, which sins of the father and all that, and his father is the one that put the pension system in the jeopardy that it's in, because he was taking money out of it to balance the budget because there was so much money in it. We'll put it back. We'll put it back. We'll put it back. Well, guess what happens when you don't put it back? Yep, you guessed it, under fucking funded in a few years. So his father's the one that started all that shit. Now, we did have a promise from him, and I was in that room when we gave him our endorsement for governor that he was not going to change first responders' pensions. He wanted to reform the teachers union, or the teachers occupation. So, which we are all in the same, we were under the same umbrella money. It's all different now. J-Town Fire just got rid of pension too. They're on 401ks. Yeah, it's these things, they don't just come out of the blue. They're trends from across the country. Michigan, does it. Now this municipality does it. Now this city does it. Now this big city does it. And then, all these motherfuckers, they all go to the same conferences. They all talk about the same shit. And they're like, hey man, that $80 million that you all spend on pension, you could use that somewhere else if you got rid of that shit. What a great idea. You don't think about the long-term ramifications. And like I said, some of us in the e-board, we've seen this coming. We've seen the seeds being laid. But I still thought it would take a few more years before it actually came to fruition. And we're here. We're there. It's 300 people applying. Now, the fire department, like law enforcement, is a very extensive, intensive process. Written, physical agility. And Louisville has one of the hardest in the country. I would go to conventions all the time, and I have a pen that says I'm Louisville, IFF 345, and they would go, you Louisville? And I'd be like, yes, sir. And they go, man, is your physical agility this? And they would say what they've heard, and I'd be like, no, it's not. It's harder than that. You've missed 3 evolutions of what we do, and then I would tell them the whole thing, and they'd go, oh my God, like, it's a badge of honor. It really was. And like, I loved it when people would ask us about our physical agility course. Weeds a lot of motherfuckers out too. Okay. So when you get 3, so case in point, this year, a little, if Pat's still in the chat, he's the district chief at drill school. He can confer or deny this. There was a little over 400 applicants. After the written and the physical agility, I believe there was a little over 200 applicants. Okay. After the lie detector test, there was 150. Now, what did we do? We hired 50. Okay. We hired 50. So what class of employee do you think the Louisville Fire Department got in this class? Now, I haven't seen this class. I don't know anybody in this class. I hope they're all rock stars for the Louisville Fire Department's sake. For everybody that's working today, when these fuckers come out on the street, for their sake, I hope these guys are rock stars. What are the odds of that? Not very fucking good. No rocket scientist, no mathematician here. Absolutely not at all. I would have to take my fucking shoes off to do the math. But I'm telling you, that's not a good percentage of we're going to get some shit, is what I'm trying to say. You're going to get some shit anyway. We had shit in my class. Everybody in this chat that was, that came into a drill school academy, think about your academy. Think about your drill school class. Think about the turds. Okay? Now, and think about how many applicants that you had. And think about the size of your class. In my class, again, almost 4,000 applicants. We only hired 30. You know what I mean? So they had an F band. So they banned you. Okay, I don't want to get confusing, but they banned you. So the top guy, the top 2 guy, the top 3 guys, they're A band. Okay, you may have 200 guys in B band. You may have 1,000 guys in C band. Okay. So when they drop down in bands, if they interview one guy in a band, they have to interview so many in a band. So basically what it does is it narrows the gap. Okay. So you're not going from the number 1 candidate to the 700th candidate. He was in the C band. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of makes things, I guess it makes it simpler. I don't know why that matters. You know what I mean? Take the fucking best guy. Just take the fucking best guy. But you can't do that nowadays either. So anyway, Jason says there also isn't any repercussions for being AWOL during drill school. I heard that. Well, you'll like this. Apparently, one of the guys that they've let out on the street, he was AWOL and didn't even come in the next day. They had to call him because he said, I'm not coming in if you're just going to fire me. I mean, you can't make this shit up. The guy ain't even really technically on the street yet because he hasn't graduated drill school, but we're hurting so bad for people. They've let the guys with 18 weeks and our EMTs come on the street to help negate the vacancies because we're mandatorying guys on weekends now, which is really sucks. You know, you work a 24-hour shift. You have a weekend off. You have a Saturday and Sunday off with your wife and your kids. You have plans. Oh, hey, Jones, you're up. You're mandatory. You got to work. You know, or you do get an AWOL and you are written up and there's charges and there's a financial penalty and everything else with your suspension. So because you're taking off payroll, which is a big deal for us. So yeah, all those things. Okay, but again, when did it start? What is the root cause? Is what I'm trying to say. And it happened when they changed our job. When I get guys that come up to me now when we get on the fire department, it ain't, fuck yeah, man, what do you need from me? It's, are you sure? Why? You know what I mean? And I used to never say that. But I kind of have to ask, why? Because, you have to work 25 years. You don't get a defined benefit. You don't get free medical. And I think someone up at Terry Rose said the health insurance is what really matters. Absolutely. They don't get free health care anymore. I have free health care. My wife gets free health care. She doesn't need it, but because she has health care with her job, but I have it. She has it for life. Big deal, man. Big deal. If you've ever purchased a health insurance plan, and you know how fucking big a deal that is. So, and there's been talk, there's been rumor about them getting that back. There's been rumor about the 401k hybrid shit going away and then coming back to defined benefit. If they could get that done under Beshear's administration, I have a Kentucky Colonel certificate mounted that sits on the wall in my living room, where I was made an honorary Kentucky Colonel in the state, signed by him. And every time I look at his name, I kind of want to fucking rip it off the wall. I wouldn't feel that way no more. If they got that done somehow in his administration, they got these guys back into defined benefit and or got their health care back to them, huge, massive fucking win. Huge, massive win. But before insurance, our new doctor charges $200 for a telephone interview before we get our blood work done. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. So I think they're tier 3 guys or the 401k hybrid guys with no medical. Okay. So if you retire in 25 years, okay, on a 401k / hybrid plan, all right, you don't get free medical. So let's say this, you're not, but let's say you had a crazy high 3 years and you made $3,000 a month. Okay. It's not a lot of money. $3,000 a month to retire. $1,500 is going to go towards a healthcare plan a month for you and your family. I hope your wife's a doctor. Hope your wife's a dentist. I hope your wife's Nancy Pelosi. You don't have to worry about it because you're fucking loaded. All right. Now you're making $1,500 a fucking month for the rest of your life. You can't live on that. Now, granted, well, you can go work another job, you can. You fucking can, man. You absolutely can. And, if that's what you want to do. I myself would rather stay in school. I would rather, apprentice, do something else. You know what I mean? I don't know. Not saying that, the fire department did a great job. It is. You work 10 days a month. Okay. There's a lot of things you can do. So, and I'm not going to apologize for this because it's just smart. But here's what I tell new people. People that want to get on the fire department, or people are getting on the fire department. The Louisville Fire Department. I don't know how your city's ran. If it's like Louisville's, then it goes for Louisville's too. But here you go. Oh, good Lord. Woo. All right. I told a good friend of mine whose son wanted to get on the fire department. He had 3 years U of L behind him. He had one more year to graduate. Wanted to get on the fire department. I said, why? He goes, man, I just feel like it's something I want to do. I feel like it's a cool job. I feel like it's blah, blah, blah. I said, A, you're absolutely correct. It's the coolest job. You ride Big Red. You're always the fucking hero. Okay? You'll work with the best guys you've ever worked with in your entire life, and some of them will be your best friends for your entire life. No job can say that, other than like the military, okay? Which we're patterned after. You can't retire in 25 years because you won't make enough money. Your wife is, I forget, she's a hairdresser or whatever, so you're going to have medical care for her. All right? Here's what you should do. Go be a fireman. Okay, stock as much money away as you can in your 401k. Diversify your portfolio as much as you can. Live on the fucking bare minimum for as long as you can. Get your degree. Have the fire department pay for it because the fire department will reimburse you for 12 hours a semester, I think it is, with a passing grade. Okay, you can get a master's degree on the fire department. Okay, get a master's degree. All right. Get something in a field that you want to go into. Then on your 10 days off, shop yourself around. All right. Maybe you're a sergeant now. Maybe you're a captain now. You're making a little more cash. All right. Looks good on a resume when you go to the public sector. Hey, this guy was a captain on a little fire department. You know, whether you're in business, whether you're fucking a barista, it doesn't make a difference. When you come in and you say you're a captain in a little fire department, a sergeant in a little fire department, a fucking firefighter in a little fire department, and people realize what that is, it's a fucking feather in your cap. And if you're between you and this guy getting a job, you got the fucking job because of that. All right? You got 10 years on. All right? Bye. Thanks, fire department. Man, that was awesome. I'll always remember our good times. Now I'm going to go and work a 3-figure job in a field that I've been studying for, that I've been using my time wisely, that you have given me being on this job working 10 days a month. Okay? That's what I tell guys to do. It's a great opportunity. You're going to grow as a person, you're going to grow as a human being. Now you've got a degree to fall back on. And you can shop yourself around. Get a fucking job. Get a job down in fucking Florida. Live on a fucking beach somewhere. You know, like, world's your fucking oyster, man. Now, when I got on the fire department, it was over with. I wasn't going back to fucking school. I wasn't getting my master's. I'd already started my master's work. I had to drop out to go to drill school in March. I'd done started my master's work in January. Okay, after winter break, I went back already. I was waiting on the fire department to call me. They called me. My dad lost all the money that he paid in my master's stuff. Sorry, Dad. You know, but it was your idea for me to go on the fire department, and it was. So I never went back and got my master's. I should have. But I didn't. I was lazy. I'm still lazy. But I knew I worked 20 years. I was going to have a good pension and good medical coverage. And I could wash cars to make up the difference if I wanted to. I could be a greeter at fucking Walmart if I wanted to. You know what I mean? So, but again, the job is still the job. We still run in burning buildings. We still help people out of cars that have crashed. We still help people that can't breathe, that are their heart stopped. We still do all that. That doesn't change. It's not going to change. That's not going anywhere. It's a fulfilling job. It's a good job. But that's all it is now, is a job. It's not a career. It's not a career. You know, if it is a career, I pray for your fucking health. I pray for your safety in one of the most hazardous jobs on the face of the planet. Okay? That's what I hope for. Because if it's a career for you, you damn well better fucking be keeping your health right. because you're going to be on Big Red for a long motherfucking time. Now, I don't know how old you are, but I bet you wasn't 18 when you got on. So if you were 24 like I was, you know, you're going to be in your mid-50s, early 60s when you're able to retire. Come on, man. This ain't a young man's game. It's not, you know? So, but, you know, no one, I mean, the people that did ask us if this was a good idea, what the fuck do you think we told them? Hell motherfucking no, it ain't. What do you want to do? What? Oh, you mean the pension? Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, we need to do something about it. Why don't y'all just start funding it like you're fucking supposed to? Like you should have been for the last fucking 20 years. We wouldn't be here, but you couldn't do that. Now, who pays? First responders are our heroes. They're firing nurses left and right because they won't get vaccinated. You know, I mean, like, they were heroes of, 18 months ago. You know, my fight with the pension board over the spiking, they penalized me for all the overtime I worked during the pandemic. They're going to penalize every guy that's getting ready to retire next few years because of the spiking rule. It says during a state of emergency. We've been in a state of emergency. But they don't care. We don't see it that way. See, we like you all, and you all are fantastic, and you're our heroes. But when it costs us money, we kind of got to draw the line somewhere, guys. And you're it. Fuck you. You know what I mean? I didn't do the job to be awarded. I didn't do the job for people to go, oh, man, thank you for your fucking... I don't like that shit. Like, I feel like I tell people at Kroger all the time, because you get at Kroger a lot, like, hey, guys, thank you for your service. Thank you for... it's very nice. And I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this, but I don't do this shit for free. I make a good wage. I have a good job, man. You don't have to thank me. Like, I could quit whenever I wanted to. If this became too much for me, seeing burnt bodies, seeing dead babies, seeing mangled people, seeing children in squalor and drug dens, seeing animals abused, which is the worst thing. Yeah, I could have left. I always had that fucking choice. So if you're thanking me for not making that choice to quit, well, then you're welcome. But I don't like it. I didn't do it for free. I wasn't doing it because I'm being a good person. I'm not doing that. I did it because I'm fucking competitive as fuck. And there's a bunch of alpha males running around, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be one of you guys. And then the younger guys, I want them to go like, oh, fuck, I want to be that dude. That's the reason I fucking did it. It was total vanity. Total narcissism on my part. Now, granted, did I feel good when I help people? Absolutely. It's the best feeling ever. But don't thank me for my fucking service. But, when I work, you give me my fucking credit. It says it. It says it in the fucking law. But because you all don't want to see it that way, we don't, yeah, it's kind of a gray area. We don't really see it that way. Yeah, well, I got an attorney that disagrees. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, hey, man, first responders are our heroes. No, they're not. They're really not. Because if it was, we wouldn't get fucked like house cats all the time. And we do. We get fucked like house cats. So Bashir, our fucking fantastic Governor Bashir, a while back, there was going to be a stipend, a bonus for everyone, for every first responder, a $1,500 check, which you're going to get $700 of that maybe, okay, for every first responder that worked during the state of emergency, okay? Hey, you didn't have to do that, even though you got $33 million, for federal grant money. That's cool. $1,500 for every, hey, man, that's awesome. And if people were like, hey, you'll get it because, you worked during the state of emergency. I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. Y'all deserve it more than me, but hey, I'll take free money, right? Well, that went away. Now, you know what they did? They gave $1,500 to people just to go back to work before August 1st. If you got back in before August 1st in the July, there was a July deadline, I think July 31st. If you got in back to work and you'd worked so many days in July, you got $1,500. Did the first responders ever get fit? No, we didn't. It's all this. Sounds great. It's a great soundbite. It gets you on fucking WLKY. It gets you on the fucking rag new. I'm not even gonna call it news. The rag channel WDRB. It gets you on there. We made a fatality with the Bellarmine coach. Bellarmine College is a very esteemed college here in Louisville, and they have a great golf team too. They got a great basketball team, but we made a fire where the golf coach died. I did CPR on him for fucking 30 minutes before EMS got to him. Okay, pulled him out of the second floor apartment. That floor was on fire. Okay, smoke inhalation, I guess, got him. Again, I did CPR on the guy. Our union goes to call the WDRB, all the news channels really, but WDRB and say, hey, because you all closed Engine 11 the week before, which would have been the first company arriving on the scene 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes earlier than the next company, i.e. me, i.e. Quintin, okay, that guy may have been alive. He could have lived. But because this house closed, because of budget cuts, because our mayor's a moron, that's kind of a non-story. That ship's kind of sailed. That's not really a news point anymore. We're just going to focus on his life. Cheers, WDRB. You're all cocksuckers. Every fucking one of you. That's the only fire with a fatality that I've ever been on in my entire career where I didn't trip over a fucking news camera or a reporter. Not a one was on that scene. I think one pulled up in a van right as we were leaving 6 hours later from our fucking overhaul, which was early in the morning. Like, it was sometime in the morning before relief. So it came in like around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I believe, apartment building, fully involved, people jumping out of the window when we got there. A doctor and his wife had jumped out of the window. Her ass cheek was gone. Her right ass cheek? Left ass. It doesn't matter. One of her ass cheeks was fucking gone because it was burnt off. She stepped on the windowsill where they broke the window out, and the glass still left in the window pane, sliced her fucking heel off. That's non-story. Oh, there was a company that could have been here before all that, but the mayor closed it because he's got all these social programs that he's got to fund. So we're going to close Firehouse. That's exactly what happened. I was at all the budget hearings. I had to go. That's exactly what fucking happened. But it's a non-story for a news channel. First responders are heroes, though. You guys rock, man. You guys are awesome. We love you. Hey, I'm going to buy you lunch. You want lunch? Nah, man. Just treat me right. None of us. I don't know one guy on the department that wants anything that he hasn't worked for and or deserves. Now, I'm sure there's some out there. Not the guys I hang out with, though. I hang out with rock stars. But that's fact. So don't ever think when I'm critical of the Louisville Fire Department that I fucking hated it. Because you could not be more Democratic. You could be more of a Democrat by thinking, no, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I'm just trying to make you laugh. You couldn't be more wrong in thinking that because I'm critical of it. It's actually the exact opposite. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the guys still. It kind of bothers me now when I go to Kroger and a pumper's there and I see the guys and I don't know any of them. You know what I mean? Which that didn't upset me. That's just the wheel keeps on turning, man. and it's all good. But I worry about those guys. I truly do, and I don't think anybody fights for them. That hurts me too. That bothers me more than anything. Like, who's fighting for the Louisville Fire Department? Who's fighting for the fire department, period, in the state? The unions, they have agendas. Trust me. I know. I was part of one. I've seen good leaders fall to that. Still do, to this day. The politician, no, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about you. The fire commission, they don't give a fuck. Everybody's got agendas now. Everybody's got agendas. So who falls on the wayside? We do. But you still got to stay vigilant. That's no reason to give up. And I'm not saying to give up. I'm just saying that things need to be discussed. And I'll end it with that because I started it with that. Things need to be talked about. Political issues, racial issues, fiscal issues that affect your community. Okay, I heard someone say one time, think globally, act locally. I like that. I think that's fantastic. Worry about your community where you live at. Okay, I know we all get caught up in national politics because it does affect you. The pandemic has shown that, right? All these things that come, whatever one party's leader's doing, the rest follow suit, Republican or Democrat. It's the same way. Not necessarily the greatest thing either, right? For your community. So be active in your community. Be informed as much as you can be. I know it's tough right now because where do you go? Where do you look to? So what I do want to end with is not only that about discussion, keep the discussion going. There are I got some really cool shows coming up. And what I mean by that is talking with some people, getting some ideas for some shows has kind of sparked some good ideas. I actually have good ideas every once in a while. So we've got some really good shows coming up. Next week, it will be Wednesday. So again, Wednesday's going to be Alpha Bro Day unless something happens where I can't be here. But as of right now, I'm good Wednesday. So if you guys have not left a 5-star review on Anchor or iTunes, please do that. That helps me out a little bit. And if you haven't you can leave a review on the Facebook page as well. Just like, and people look at that. Like when they visit my page, they see the reviews and it's just nice. It's nice to say, hey, this guy's a total fucking jackass. You should check him out. That's cool. I'm not asking for you to lie about anything, just, if you're watching the show, I would appreciate you doing that for me. But guys, if you have any ideas for me, please hit me up. Again, I always appreciate the argument. I always appreciate the conversation, always. And I think we need more of that in this country. Left, right, gay, straight, black, white, it doesn't matter. Like, if there's an issue, we need to iron it out like adults, like professionals, okay? And we are a country that, okay? We owe this country a debt that we can never pay. So to keep it the greatest country of all fucking time, we need to continue to do that so other people don't do it for us. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, jelly bean. All right, guys. Thank you so much, chat. You guys were awesome as always, as per usual. Appreciate you. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your questions always. And with that, guys, have a great rest of your week. And also, I'm going to be doing this new thing. I meant to tell you this earlier. I've been playing a lot of Warzone. Like, I don't know why. I used to hate Warzone. Now I love Warzone. So I'm going to be streaming Warzone on the Alpha Bro Show. So be looking for that. If you turn the notifications on, Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, I believe, still has a notification button. If you click that notification button, you'll know every time that I go live. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And remember, guys, always